Hello everyone. In our accountability journey, I have often discussed with you Michael Tim's 3-step framework to build accountability in an organization. To recall the 3 steps, the step 1 of this framework is don't blame. The step 2 is look into the mirror. And step 3 is engineer solutions. Today I want to step back and bring our focus onto that man in the arena, the man who's facing challenges from all directions, the leader. How does a leader respond when things are falling apart, when results are not coming, when deadlines are slipping? Does the leader hold his ground, or does he panic? Does he start blaming, gets angrier, and withdraws? To me, the real test of leadership is not in your town hall meetings or strategy planning meetings. The test of leadership is when the leader is under fire, when there is chaos, when things are not happening as planned. And one of the best examples of this that I can share from the armed forces is an exercise called Battle Inoculation. In army, all new soldiers during their training and when they are getting inducted into the battlefield are mandatorily made to go through a battle inoculation exercise. This is nothing but a simulation where a soldier is doing his regular operational tasks like handling obstacles, crossing minefields, but with live fire from small arms, artillery guns, mortars, rockets flying past him. I recall the first time I underwent battle inoculation, the sound of first gun fire and the resultant chaos and dust and noise. I panicked, I froze, I got entangled into the obstacle. Not because the obstacle was difficult, but because my mind had frozen and panicked. But as we practiced and as we repeated it, I learned how to stay calm under various kinds of stress. I learned to think through the noise, the sound, the dust, and the fog of battle. And I learned to act when under stress. This is a good example of grace under fire. And leadership is no different. Be it the war zone or the boardroom, it's not about having all the answers, but it's for leader to maintain his composure, have clarity and a capacity to act when the pressure is real and the clock is ticking. But how do we do this? To start with, it's important to remember that grace under pressure is not instinctive. You're not born with it. You have to cultivate it. You have to train for it. I've seen that some of the great leaders maintain their composure by visualizing various contingencies and planning for them. And when things don't go well, they take a pause instead of reacting instinctively. Their tone and body language shows a calm which sets the emotional tone for their team. And then they ask questions like, what do we know about this situation? What's the best course of action that we can take? And also, in the day-to-day work life, they practice emotional stability and response to small day-to-day stressors that we all face in our work life. And lastly, they cultivate a psychologically safe working space which enables their teams to have confidence, feel safe, and they don't panic when there is pressure, but take action. So in the end, I like to leave you with a final reflection. When things go wrong, how do you hold yourself? Not your organization, not your team, but you, the leader in the arena. Or it's the response of the leader when things are not going well that sets the atmosphere for the organization. It creates a culture for the team, and often it gives permission to the team members to either panic or persevere. With this, I come to the end of today's podcast. If this has brought in some thoughts in you, some ideas, I would love to hear them. And see you next time. Bye-bye. Jai Hind.